everyone, it is Toby here, back for another video, and today's video is going to be a super heavy deadlift session. As you can see in the title, we are going to be doubling my deadlift PB. So if you don't know already, my deadlift PB is 250 kilograms. We hit that just after Christmas in a video, a few videos back, and now we've got to hit it for a double. That is right, big logs. My coach has set me a double at 250 kilos today's session, which is of course my PB. So we are going to be quite literally doubling my deadlift PB today. I'm going to go for 250 for 2 reps, and it should put me in a really good place to sort of estimate what my next 1 rep max is going to be, whenever that may be. So what I'm going to do this session is I'm going to take you through my deadlift warm-ups, what sort of thing I do to prepare for a heavy lift, and then we will get in to the big lift itself, and then the rest of the session, which I'll go over just now. So straight after the 250 kilo double, we're going to be dropping down to around about 200 kilos and hitting 3x3 speed reps, and hitting 200 kilos for speed reps feels good. Now that used to be quite a heavy rep weight for me, obviously, in the competition I did just over a year ago now. It was more than a year and a half ago, actually. But that was 200 kilos for reps in the comp, and now we're doing that for speed reps. So yeah, really good stuff. Then we got some RDLs, some bent over rows, some other row variations, just a lot of back pump, back work, and then of course, yeah, all the deadlift work beforehand. So it should be a really fun session today. Yeah, main thing to look forward to is that heavy deadlift. So without further ado, let's jump straight into those deadlift warm-ups. Okay, that's warm-ups done. The key with them is to take quite big jumps and not do too many reps. That way you conserve your energy. Your body expects a bigger jump and a bigger weight the next time. So I like to go sort of 40 kilo jumps on these. So as you saw, I went 70, 100, 140, 180, 220, and now we've got a 30 kilo jump to 250. So my body is already expecting like a 40 kilo jump to 260. So it should feel easier, at least mentally. That's my way of thinking of it. Going for 250, so really nice, super cool, very happy. Let's do that, big boy. Let's go! Well, there you have it, 250 for a double, and I feel good for more. Could have done a triple if I absolutely needed to, and even though the first rep was a little bit out of position, you probably saw me wobble a bit in the bar move a bit weirdly, and that is because in my floor in this garage there is a big divot from before I had those black mats, and when I did my setup for the 250, my shins knocked the bar and one end of it rolled into that divot. And that has happened to me a number of times while doing deadlifts in here. It is just sort of something that is unavoidable, really. But it's good to know that even though I pulled from a bad position, I still managed to get the first rep, and then follow that up with a second rep, which obviously landed in a much better position and was a lot easier to lock out smoothly. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think my 1 rep max is going to be now, because I mean, that was my 1 rep max. My 1 rep max is also now my 2 rep max. Like, it's nuts to think about that. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think my next big max deadlift will be, and let's move on to the rest of the workout. So the deadlifting fun doesn't stop there. I have actually unloaded the bar now down to 200 kilos, and we're going to go for a couple sets of speed reps. And the main important thing to consider with speed reps is, yes, in your head you're going, I want to pull this as fast as possible, but also it should move fast if you're pulling every set like a max attempt. Like, you noticed in the warm-ups, all of my warm-ups moved like speed reps until they got really heavy. And that is because in my head, I'm pulling every single rep as if there is 270 kilo on the bar, 300 kilo on the bar. I am giving it my all, and that helps me to practice that technique. So speed reps should move quickly without you thinking about them moving quickly. The main important thing you need to consider is, of course, your technique, your cues. You want to run through the deadlift scenario exactly the same every single time, and that is what these speed reps are all about. They're about training your body to go through these cues like this, like 1, 2, 3, really quick. And that is the main benefit of speed reps, and of course, building the fast twitch muscle fibers as well. But for me, at least, the most I get out of speed reps is by going through my deadlift cues quickly, not taking ages on the setup, hyping up in my head, just going in there, getting it done. So without further ado, 200 kilos, 3 sets of 3 speed reps. So guys, that is the speed reps done and out the way. And obviously, as the reps and sets go on and on, it is harder to maintain that speed and explosivity. It's just, yeah, by the 3rd rep of the 3rd set, it's feeling like a grind, but as you'll see in the videos, they still move quite quickly. And the speed rep, as I said, is not about pulling as fast as you can. It is about going through the cues, going through the motions as fast as you can, and letting your body do the rest, and the bar will fly. Yeah, it is a really good tool for not only building power off the floor and lockout, but just improving that explosivity for all other lifts, not just deadlift. But yeah, it's a really good exercise. I much prefer it to pause deadlifts because it allows me to really get hyped up and go through the motions. But what we've got next is we've got some assistance exercises, some more stuff to blow up the hamstrings, the glutes, the back. So the first one of those is going to be Romanian deadlifts, and the second one of those is going to be bent over rows. 2 things that you guys are going to be very familiar with, and I don't think I'm going to show them because all this filming is dragging my session on quite late, and I really want to get them done before I become too fatigued from the heavy deadlifts and the speed deadlifts. So yeah, just a heads up, I'm going to be doing some RDLs, some bent over rows, and then I'll jump back with you for a bit more about how we're going to finish off the session, maybe some videos there of my training. But yeah, I'm just going to blast through this next bit and we'll get back with you after that. So I am pretty exhausted now, especially from the waist down, where those RDLs really kill off your hamstrings. I'm walking a bit in slow motion at the minute from all that deadlifting and RDLs. And then just done the 120 kilo bent over rows. My lats are feeling nice and pumped now, my rhomboids. And now it comes on to the final bit of today's session, which is some lighter back accessories and some grip stuff, which is really exciting. So first things first, we'll go with the lighter back accessories. So what I've got to do is I've got to do single arm dumbbell rows, using a bench, croc rows, that sort of thing. Good fun. And I've also got to do a sort of narrow row variation of my choice, basically. Any sort of seated cable row, isolateral row, prone dumbbell rows. And because I'm in the home gym today, usually I am the commercial gym, I would just choose one of the machines they have there. Or, well, I don't do the prone dumbbell rows anymore because the bench is too thin and it pinches the side of my chest really badly. So my only two options in this garage gym right now are to just live with the pinch and go for the prone dumbbell rows. But I also have the MirrorFit T-bar row attachment that I could give a go and do some T-bar rows with. So I'll do that on the narrow grip setting, and I'll show you a couple sets of that right now. In hindsight now, 70 kilo may have been a bit light for those T-bar rows, and apologies for the camera angle sort of in amongst all of the chains and stuff. It was the only one that I could get that was half decent, but 70 kilo T-bar row felt really nice. The only reason I didn't go any heavier is because, as I mentioned before, my hamstrings and glutes are super fried, and holding that position to do the rows was actually quite taxing, and where the rows themselves weren't too hard, holding that position really actually was. So yeah, maybe next time if I'm not as fatigued, we'll go up to 80 kilo, 90 kilo, see how heavy we can get. But for now, my back is nice and pumped, and it leaves us with just one exercise left, and that is the barbell holds. So as I mentioned before, this is the grip exercise that I'm doing at the end of today's session, and it is the single arm barbell hold, or the suitcase hold. And what that is you set up a bar in a rack on the safeties at about knee height, and then you stand side on like you'd pick up a suitcase, pick it up with one hand and hold it. For my program, says 15 seconds on each arm. So that really improves core strength because you've got to keep your core nice and braced while you're holding the weight on one side. It improves grip strength massively because you're holding on to a heavy weight for a certain amount of seconds. And it just generally improves your balance and all that sort of thing, and is really useful for the farmer's walk, where if you can hold a weight in one hand and keep your core braced, when you've got it in two, it's going to be 10 times easier. So yeah, it's a really good exercise. I love doing them. It's one of my favorite bits of the workout because my grip's quite good. Yeah, so I've got 15 seconds each side. Going to do about 70 kilos. I probably won't record it because this video is likely dragging on already, and this session is definitely dragging on already. So I just want to blast through these. It's not interesting content to watch anyway. It's just me standing there with a bar in one hand for 15 seconds aside. So I'm not sure why you guys would really want to see that. Maybe if we do some more interesting grip exercises in the future, I'll record that. But without further ado, I will leave that here and jump with you at the end of the session. So guys, a few days have passed now. I am sat at my computer in my living room doing some editing, and I noticed that I forgot entirely to record an outro for this deadlift session. But my goodness, what a good session that was. Really, really good stuff. My back is still sore from it, and it's now 2 days later. So yeah, very happy with that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. Sorry that I forgot to do the outro on location in the gym, but yeah, the same principles apply. If you like the video, please go ahead and leave a like down below. It really helps out. Comment down below what you think my new 1 rep max will be now that I can hit 250 for a pretty nice double. And of course, if you made it this far without considering hitting subscribe, please do. It helps me out loads, and you've got lots of videos like this coming your way shortly, as well as my deadlift 1 rep max attempt whenever that comes around next, so you can see if you got close to that guess. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Toby, and I will see you in the next video.